Greetings. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for the online panels focused on part one of the MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance 2026 Dianne Komminsk Scholarship Recipients. Yay! One of the things that we do here at MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance is we feature these online conversations. This started back in 2020 during shutdown, where we had to find ways to move our conference and all of the things around. And ever since then, though, we've continued to do it. We recognize the benefit of continuing to connect and create content this way to be able to raise up our artists in our network on this platform, this visual platform, and it all continues on to the YouTube channel. So if you haven't been visiting lately, go back to our MSA YouTube channel and check out all the things we do. My name is Letitia Bahuyo. I have the honor and pleasure of serving on the board for MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance. This is my 9th year on the board. They can't get rid of me yet. We'll see. And I'm here with Cassidy Fry. Cassidy and I both serve on the online panels committee. Board members also serve on more than one committee and do different types of service based on the things that they're interested in or are willing to be able to spend their time. This is something that Cassidy and I spend some time, and we also work alongside Brian Massey. I'm based here in Norman, Oklahoma at the University of Oklahoma. And Cassidy, where are you at right now?
I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so just up the road. I'm at the Tulsa Community College.
Excellent. And we weren't both in Oklahoma necessarily all of the time. So as people in MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance get on the board, we tend to move around. I also bring up the board in that we're doing nominations continually. And so if you think that you might be somebody who would like to join the board or that you recognize somebody else, would be a good addition. And we have an open nomination 24/7, 365 days a year. Go online to our website and add them. And then the next ballot, they'll be included to be able to be considered. And so they can become part of this team with us. Something else that I think about with MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance, if you didn't know, this is its 20th birthday. And so 2026 is the 20th birthday. MSA, I know, right? MSA started in 2006. So this is an extra special year. One of the other things that we're working on right now is each year we have an event, a fall event, and we're working on the slow move towards, it's getting faster and faster move towards the MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance Confab. So we're going to be joining to each other. There's the couple of images about it. Thank you so much, Cassidy. So we have this upcoming event called Confab. MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance is large enough that every fall we have an event, but we like to move it around and it changes in scale. So it's in a bigger city. We schedule our conferences like next year in 2027, we'll be in Indianapolis for a full multi-day conference. It's about 4 days long. For the smaller ones in between, we have these things called confabs. So you're like, what's a confab? When I first got an MSA, I thought confab was just a made up word. Like they're like, oh, we're going to like connect, fabulous. Which it is those, but confab actually is a word that means small, intimate discussion. And so unlike a conference where there might be like more than one panel and you're trying to choose which to go to, at confab where there's one speaker and everyone's in the same space, and then the next panel that comes in is in that same space. So that way we all share in the same dialogue. We all have the same experience. There might be, it's not necessarily small, there could be 200-300 people, but that we're all having a parallel experience. So when we take a break, we can continue to connect. This is Bailey Liu. She is our keynote speaker for Confab 2026. We're going to be joining each other together in Conway, Arkansas. We're heading to University of Central Arkansas, October 2nd and 3rd. Please, please, please come and join. If you have any questions, let us know. Reach out through email or through Instagram. Bailey Liu is an amazing artist. To be able to share and learn about her work, to be able to understand more about the motivations that has driven her development from her undergrad to grad. She did her undergrad at University of Tennessee, Knoxville, graduate school in Michigan, and now teaches in Austin, Texas. She's going to be joining us, but she also has already been working with us. She's the juror behind Mining the Material, which is an exhibition on site. During Confab, there are 5 indoor exhibitions and 1 outdoor exhibition. One of the indoor exhibitions is going to feature our scholarship winners. Another exhibition featuring students is still open. And so we have an open call. Thank you, Cassidy. Open call for the student pop-up exhibition. The deadline to apply is September 1st. So please get your submissions together. You can then enter it. And if you get selected to be part of that show, you bring the art with you. It's a pop-up show, so you don't have to ship. You bring it with you. It gets installed in the exhibition, experienced by everyone, and then you get to take it home with you afterwards. So we encourage all students to be able to participate. And then it can be a line on your resume too. And you get to exhibit alongside of these 3 amazing scholarship recipients, alongside the Mining the Material show, alongside the Select show, alongside, so there's multiple exhibitions and you get to be a part of that. So please apply. Also, as I said, trailer wise, as far as like what we're doing here today, when you are there, not only will you get to see the art by the scholarship recipients, you're going to hear a panel talk. So one of the panels that we're having is a panel talk where all 6 recipients this year will be presenting about their work. And so we thought we would give you a little trailer to sort of a teaser. Who are these people? What is their work about? And so we have with us 2 of the scholarship committee members who helped us get this together. If it wasn't for the scholarship committee, we wouldn't have a team working on the advertising to work with the jurors when the selection to be able to communicate. And so Melissa and Cecelia, thank you so much for being on the scholarship committee, along with Stacey Rathert, and being able to put this together to be able to connect these artists with us. So thank you for your work that you do. Melissa and Cecelia, how's your experience been? Like, how are you connected to MSA and where are you based?
Yeah, thanks, Letitia. So I've been connected with MSA for 2.5 years now, and I've just been having a great experience reconnecting with some artists and sculptors and friends that I've known for a while and making some new ones. I'm based in South Florida, but currently in Detroit. So looking forward to hearing the 3 of you talk tonight.
Yeah, and my name is Cecelia Moseley, and I'm currently located in Birmingham, Alabama. And I got connected through MSA right after undergrad, so around 2021. And then I'm now an emerging board member.
Nice. Thank you for bringing that up. And so a little bit of extra information. Cecelia, as noted, is an emerging board member. For MSA, we have 2 levels of board memberships. So Cassidy and I are both professional board members, means we serve a 3-year term that's renewable. And we also pay a certain level of dues, and we have different levels of participation. Cecelia, and we also have Emily Potts, are 2 emerging board members. So it's a special role. They have a 2-year service, and then they can't roll over, they can't renew. They have to empty that seat to let another person emerging. So those scholarship recipients in this room right now, you never know. Because Cassidy, the first time I met Cassidy was because I was the juror for this scholarship, and Cassidy was the person I selected. She was one of the recipients of the Dianne Komminsk Scholarship back in 2017.
Yeah, 2017, 2018. Yep.
Nice. And then became an emerging board member and then stepped down because you have to, and then accepted the nomination and got elected onto the professional board. So just saying, scholarship recipients and anybody watching, if that would be a path, join Cecelia and nominate and become a new emerging board member. And Melissa, just one more note, is a member of the scholarship committee, but a lot of the committees for the board, you don't have to be a board member. Now, down the road, Melissa might end up being a board member. Pull her in, but right now is serving and getting to know all of us. And so if you would like to serve on something within MSA, get more involved, there is a list on the website. You can go to this committee's page. There's a little link for if you're interested in joining a committee and serving and helping us with this work. We would love to have your energy, time, and expertise to become part of this team. So you too, like Melissa, can be part of one of these online panels and help us make these connections. So thank you both so much. I'm going to turn off my video and pass it to you all, and we can move on with our actual focus today, which is these amazing 3 scholarship recipients. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Letitia and Cassidy, for the intro and getting all of this organized and live on YouTube. So congrats again to 3 of our scholarship recipients. We're going to ask just a series of questions and we'll go around and each answer them. So I would love if y'all could introduce yourselves, where you are studying, and the focus of your current work. So Jody, if you can take it away.
Hi, yes, of course. Hi, my name is Jody Farmer, and I'm working on my MFA in sculpture in the University of Dallas in Irving, Texas. Currently, I am working on a body of work for my MA thesis show, which is this December, which is called Function After Failure. The work stemmed from the idea that resilience isn't the absence of pain, but the ability to function within it. I am a disabled veteran. I served just shy of 11 years in the military between the Navy and the Army, and have some catastrophic injuries to my spine, as well as just recovery from it, surgeries and everything. That healing for me came from creating work. And it's a big part of me in this, but it's more than just about myself, because so many other people that have had injuries similar to mine can see what I'm saying through the language, my visual language that I'm developing here in my master's program. Is that enough, or was there more to the question?
That's
If you
great.
want me to talk about the pieces a little bit, I have 3 pieces that are being shown. The one currently being shown right at this moment is Edge of Endurance. I would love for this to be at the Confab, but it's hard to hang. And people don't always have something strong enough or a wall strong enough for me to hang a 35-pound bronze sculpture from. But it's my centerpiece for my MA thesis show. So if you'd like to see it in person, come to Dallas December 4th, and you can come see it at my thesis show.
Great. Thank you, Jody. And then Cierra, same question. Can you introduce yourself, where you're studying, and the focus of your current body of work, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me well? Okay, perfect. My name is Cierra Roberts. I am currently at the University of Oklahoma in my thesis year of getting my master's in fine art. I focus in sculpture and printmaking, and I move between materials to engage different concepts. So my current body of work is engaging feminist anthropology and specifically linguistics to dissect the history of how language has informed culture, especially regarding women. But the work that you'll be seeing in Arkansas is about how medical practices deserve change and reformation. So without giving too much information, that's a little bit of a teaser on what that work is about.
Great. Thank you. And then Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla Smith. I'm currently at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, in my second year of the grad program, focused in sculpture. My current practice is surrounding technosexuality, cyberfeminism, and speculative anatomy. So there's kind of an interesting intersection, actually, looking at Jody's work and Cierra's work. I'm doing a lot of feminism with fictional speculative anatomy and some commentary on change for that.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. We do have a few other questions for y'all. And to start is, how did you first become connected to MSA, and what encouraged you to apply for the Dianne Komminsk Scholarship? Jody, you go first.
Yes, of course. I did my undergrad at the University of Oklahoma and had the pleasure to study underneath Professor Bahuyo. So I got involved with MSA my second semester in sculpture. My first semester, I had the opportunity to go to SLOS, got hooked, and then started taking more sculpture classes after that. MSA's Confab was actually held in Norman, Oklahoma that year, 23. And that's when I first started getting involved and had my first piece of art shown in something that wasn't school related in a pop-up show for the outdoor exhibition that year. So that's what started my journey. And I've slowly keep applying when I can go to the conference for exhibitions, and I've had the opportunity to show 2 other times. Now that I'm in grad school and in my second year, I felt it was time to show the body of work I've been working on that's finally just what I wanted to make. That's me in the work, and y'all were lovely enough to select me. The scholarship itself, it helps with small expenses that come around trying to apply for shows in grad school, and allows more people than the small bubble that surrounds the universities to observe and see the work, which makes it such a great line on a CV that gets people's attention or people will ask me what MSA is, and it allows me to share with them what you all have done so graciously for me.
Cierra, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. So I first became connected to MSA my first year in grad school because I am at the University of Oklahoma with Letitia, and she mentioned MSA and how amazing of an organization it is, how she is so involved with it. And so I heard about it. I did the pop-up the first year I was in Oklahoma, the pop-up exhibition. I think it was MSA was in Birmingham at that point. So I did the pop-up, and then I didn't actually get to go to the conference. And then I've heard stories about MSA over and over again. So she kind of planted a little seed and it grew. And so I'm like, okay, I have to go to the conference. I have to see what this is about. You know, I watched the panels online, and then, yeah, she told me that I should think about applying for the scholarship. And so I decided to put my foot in the race, and I'm very thankful for the scholarship and for all of these opportunities that come with it.
Awesome. Thank you. Kayla?
Yeah, so I would say this is my first like real connection to MSA and I'm very grateful and very honored to be receiving the scholarship. I heard about MSA when actually Jason Brown and Letitia visited my undergrad at the University of North Florida, maybe like 8 years ago now. And then through going to cast iron conferences, the cast iron community, hearing about it over and over and following on social media. And then now going back for my MFA, deciding to apply for the scholarship after being encouraged by Jason Brown and John Powers, my advisors here at the University of Tennessee. And it's it's actually one of the first like scholarships that I've received, like outside of like directly through academia. So it's been really nice. And the initial like stipend just to help with materials during my first year of grad school. Materials are so expensive. And then also shipping some work, getting some small scale works to galleries to be seen. That little like, you know, is a huge help in kind of building up my resume and CV.
Yeah, that's great. Thank y'all. As we get ready for Confab in Arkansas this October, what are you hoping to get out of attending?
For me, I think the most important thing about these conferences is networking and kind of catching up with people I've become friends with, being a part of the organization because we live in so many different places. So it's a bit of a catch up and, hey, how are you doing? What are you up to? But it's also just more networking because more people that maybe didn't come the last couple of years show up and they don't know you. And it's nice to really connect with those people and talk away from the conference, outside of conference. If you need someone to give you a quick critique or just give you some type of feedback because something might be missing, it allows us to have that camaraderie within the organization.
Great. Thanks, Jody.
So I think that I'm hoping to gain more, like Jody. I'm excited to meet everyone and get to know all the other grad students, the other faculty. After delivering my artwork to Conway, I'm excited to get to see the rest of the space because it was a really interesting space walking into it. I'm excited to see my work in the space and gain the experience of getting to speak on those lovely stairs that are in Conway. That's going to be really exciting. It's a gorgeous space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Thanks,
Oh,
Sarah. Go ahead,
sorry.
Kayla.
Yeah, I'll reiterate the same thing, meeting everyone, meeting the other recipients of the scholarship, and just the shared knowledge. There are so many different approaches to making and getting to meet people who are taking new or different approaches than you, and then maybe bringing some of that back here to the program that I'm at and sharing that knowledge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you all for all of those. What does it mean to you to be a part of a sculpture community beyond your institution?
I think this also stems from the same answer I just gave, that networking community. Like I said, going to SLOS in Birmingham, Alabama that first time and meeting the community and how we just get each other, and then it takes us coming together to make work. That means the world. It gives me connections that I felt like I was missing ever since getting out of the military. You all have like filled that void for me. And yeah, that's the biggest part for me, is that I found my people or my home with y'all within my artistic expression.
Yeah, so I think something that I often tell students and other artists is that we can't make work in a bubble. And so having a community is so important, because you can talk to yourself about your artwork all the time, but it doesn't, you're just going to affirm everything you're thinking, whether good or bad. So having a community around you that you can be like, oh, I have this crazy idea. How does this sound? And they can talk to you. And also sculpture, if you're a sculptor, you're not always building small things. Sometimes you're building large things, and it's so helpful to have a community that you can lean on and be like, hey, I need to move this giant thing. Do you have the ability to help me? Or like, do you have the forklift or something? I don't know. And then cast iron, you can't pour cast iron alone. So if you're in the metal community at all, you need a community. You need humans around you that are going to support you in all of those weird, nuanced ways.
Again, I'll agree with what Cierra and Jody said. Having that sense of like family almost coming from the metal community and the cast iron community. And aside from that, kind of again, that sharing of opportunities, sharing of resources with each other. You might think of me in 2 years and it's like, oh, I see this exhibition call. Your work is like exactly, I'm going to call Cierra and say, hey, I think there's this opportunity. Other things is just like travel has been a really, really formative part of just my first year of grad school, and being able to go and see what other schools or universities are doing, and also getting that like critical engagement and feedback that might be a little bit different a state over or somewhere else has been really beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. So to kind of continue down our path of community and how important it is for us as sculptors, what advice would you give to other students who are considering applying for this scholarship or becoming involved with MSA in the future?
For me, apply if you think you have something to say. If you just want to see, my first time I applied to the scholarship, I was denied. I was also still an undergrad and just kind of giving it a shot. But it also gave me feedback. And that's the great thing with meeting up with y'all at the different conferences. Yeah, sorry I wasn't selected, but to keep doing the work. Just having other people to talk to or connect with if something kind of crazy goes on in the art world. It's more people that you can lean on, and that community is so much larger than just the area you live in, which I think we've gone over a couple of times with a few of our answers, that we can keep each other informed. If I know that there's an iron pour happening in Dallas and we need more grad students, I'm going to talk to Cierra. I'm going to talk to Maddie. I'm going to talk to anybody that's in Houston or anywhere else I can find, really. And we all come together and we do an iron pour, and then other schools get to know us. So then other people will come and ask us to come do an artist talk or come and check things out. That network is, I think, really worth stepping out of your comfort zone and trying it out.
Thanks, Jody.
Yeah, I have to agree. Creating that network and community is so, so, so important, especially following our last question. And I think that if you're considering applying for the scholarship, I too got denied the first time I applied for it. And then I learned about the community and like learned more about the art that I wanted to make and what I wanted to say. And I took the chance and reapplied. And it's worth the risk. It's worth taking that chance and seeing, did I make the what the juror selected or not? And just remembering that every juror is going to be different and pick different things. So if you didn't get it, then that's okay. Just keep reapplying. And MSA, again, a community of humans that you can get to know more, and that might lead to other opportunities, and you can send them other opportunities like Kayla was saying. So just a weaving of community.
Great. Thanks, Sierra. That's so true. Kayla, what about you?
Yeah, I think just apply. And it's a really good, it's a good way to practice applications. For me personally, I can tend to be like a little chaotic and messy. So applying for scholarships and things like this that require you to get organized, like look at your work, look at your body of work. What is it saying, like as a collective? What is your artist statement and bio saying? And to refine all those materials. And then submit them and hopefully you get the scholarship. But if you don't, you have all of this ready and prepared to apply to the next opportunity or the next thing that you can apply to. Yeah.
Yeah, great answers. I just want to say congratulations to each of you. Thank you so much for sharing your work and your thoughts. Cassidy, are there any questions in the chat? I don't know how to see it I don't know how to see the chat on YouTube.
Currently, we do not have any questions on the YouTube chat.
Okay.
So
Is there anything else that any of you want to say about your work or this experience, or anything else you want the YouTube people to know?
I mean, one thing I don't think we touched upon at all is the scholarship is more than just monetary means, talking at a conference and showing work. We also get the mentorship from y'all for the next year. And that's, I mean, incalculable, being able to pick the brains of y'all and what's going on. So I think, yeah, that was something I felt needed to be pointed out.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. Because it's in a way a gift that keeps on giving, because you're connected to a mentor from MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance who will continue to stay in touch. So you have your faculty, of course, as students, but sometimes, as you all noted, sometimes you need additional advice. Maybe somebody who isn't with you every day, so you can get maybe a cold read on something, but who is also obviously a sculptor and is involved in this community. And so, yes, you get assigned a mentor in addition to basically 4 lines on your CV from one award. You have the award, and then you also have this online panel, and then you have the conference panel, and then you also have the exhibition and a mentor and dollars. That's pretty good. So again, congratulations. My first time of serving as the juror, I recognize how hard it is to be on that side. And so I know there's a lot of competition. And as you all very kindly shared, this wasn't your first time applying for both Cierra and Jody. Kayla, you're just, what can I say? You got in there and showed the work. But you obviously have been doing that work. And I remember meeting you at North Florida. That would have been in 2020.
2020, 6 years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I remember that visit. That was a good visit. And so what we're obviously doing here is supporting the next generation. How is it that we all have these spots as far as on the board, but also how we have benefited from our networks and our mentors. And so MIdSouth Sculpture Alliance wants to create paths for that. So Cassidy, if you'd be so kind, I know you have one more image to share. The ask.
Oh, I did have one more image to share. I think I may have gotten a little overzealous and
did you shut it off? Well, anyway,
shut it off, but I can pull it up really quick.
So what the ask is that we're getting ready to bring up, that Cassie might have in a second, is on our website on the front page. This scholarship is something that we have some dollars for, but we could always use more dollars to be able to support our scholarship recipients, to make sure that this fund continues and that we are able to continue to support this next generation. And so to date, MSA has awarded over $30,000 in support and funding to students through our scholarship program. And we want to make sure that we can keep doing that. And so as you can see there on the side, what your donations can make a difference to be able to help. So please help us make sure that next year we can have another scholarship, and the year after that, and the year after that. We want to keep this going. And so please visit our website. There's a link that you can help us donate to. And then hopefully you can come and join us at MidSouth Sculpture Alliance's Confab in Conway, Arkansas. I know I'm going. It's going to be a really fun event. There are
At
so
this
many
point-
things planned. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say at this point, this is the 10th year of the scholarship, and we've awarded over 60 scholarships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. That is amazing. And so, that reach is something that's significant. And so these 3 people, and the next week we're going to be chatting with the other 3 recipients so we can have a further conversation about this. So you all are part of a very special team. And so thank you for applying, being here. And again, thank you, Melissa and Cecelia and Stacey and Emily, for being the scholarship committee and bringing this to life, to making this possible. With that said, we look forward to seeing you October 2nd and 3rd. We hope that everybody can join us. And if you cannot join us in person, there is an online option to be able to participate and to at least hear the panel talks. You might not be able to see all the exhibitions in person, but you can hear the lectures and the panel talks live through MSA Sculpture Alliance's Confab Zoom option. So there is a Zoom option. You can register for that. But we hope to see everybody there either remotely or in person. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, stream is ended.
You did it! Yay! Congratulations. You